Vince doesn't have those puppy-like mannerisms. He's very, very lethargic. You've had this little puppy for 5 months.
I just wish I knew instantly.
Yeah.
So that we could just make him all better.
Really quite a devastating diagnosis for him.
Just a really hard one to get over, really.
Come on.
Go on,
Good boy. Come on. What's this? Come on. What's this?
In a nearby park in Richmond, another one of Scott's patients,
Come on, little
5-month-old Vince, is struggling to enjoy playtime with his owners.
Come on. Good boy. Come on.
Vince is Karina and Gaz's first pet, but they're extremely worried.
Come on. Good boy.
The little French Bulldog isn't thriving or behaving like an energetic young pup.
Vince doesn't have those puppy-like mannerisms. He's very, very lethargic.
Come on. What's this?
We struggle to take him out for walks, and
He's like a little old man, really.
he means the absolute world. And people say that when you don't have a dog, they say, you know, your life will change, and it's that unconditional love. You've had this little puppy for 5 months, out of my whole life, just 5 months. Nobody can explain to you how much you love your dog until you actually have one.
It's part of the family, isn't he?
Yeah.
Karina and Gaz are so concerned about Vince's lethargic behaviour, they've booked him in for an appointment with Scott.
It's like our number one priority at the moment, you know, to get him better and...
Yeah. So we think it's time to go and sort the little man out. Can't imagine life without him, can we?
No, not at all. Come on, mate.
Little cutie.
In Hatfield, north of London, little 5-month-old Vince is so unwell that Scott has referred him directly to the Royal Veterinary College for testing.
Not too sure at the moment kind of what's going on.
It'll be fine.
We're really worried, but hopefully we'll be able to get to the bottom of it today.
Hi, Rebecca.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Karina. And this must be Vince.
Say hello.
Hello.
Dr. Rebecca Geddes will be investigating Vince's case.
Hello.
Should we go through to a consult room?
Come on in.
What is your main concern about Vince at the moment? What's the reason that you've come here today?
I think it's probably his weight. Like, he's obviously very skinny at the back. He's not putting any weight on.
Yeah. It's also his temperament. Obviously he's only 5 months, so he doesn't have that kind of excitable energy that most puppies have. A lot of people have stopped us and asked if he's an older dog.
He sleeps a lot, like a hell of a lot.
When we see puppies like this who aren't growing normally, we sometimes call that failure to thrive. There are a lot of different possible reasons for that. Some of them are hormonal problems and can be anything as varied as an internal organ that isn't working very well, through to being born with a problem where the metabolism doesn't work. So there's really a lot of possibilities on the table. Where I would suggest we start is with some blood tests, and then I think also doing some imaging would be a good idea. And then it'll be a case of putting all of those results together to decide where to move next with his investigation.
Perfect. Thank you.
If you just give it one little last hug for now, and I'll pop him through. Oh.
I want to get lipstick on you.
It's all right, darling. It'll be fine.
I think it's just the unknown of it. I just wish I knew instantly
Yeah.
so that we could just make him all better.
Good boy. Well done, Vince. Good boy. You were so good. Well done.
Just giving him some sedation. What we're going to do is essentially take a 3D X-ray of Vince pretty much going to do the whole of Vince, just to see if we can find anything that might be contributing to him not putting weight on very well.
So this is Vince's CT, and his tongue in here is really, really, really big.
Oh, okay.
So this is quite enlarged. And also his joints from his jaw, basically, they're angled in a very strange orientation. And then there's another little finding on the very back of the dog. So here in his muscles, in the thigh, very back, there's some area that is a little bit mineralized. And that may also be muscle that is affected. So he probably has something wrong with his musculature, but in general, not just in his head, but throughout the whole body.
So we've got thickening of the tongue and thickening of the diaphragm and some other muscle changes. So what we want to do next is investigate the muscles further by doing what we call an EMG, where we'll look at the electrical activity in the muscles. A normal muscle should just, at rest, be silent. We should have a nice flat line, but instead we're seeing a lot of kind of up and down, and you hear that really loud kind of aeroplane sound. That is completely abnormal and tells me that we've probably got a serious muscle problem going on. Hi, Karina, do you want to come through? So I've had Vince looked at by a number of different people. Neurology have been having a look at him, and we've got some blood test results and the results of the CT scan.
Yeah.
When we look through his body, there are some changes that we can find. So there's a muscle in his back leg that's got a little bit of mineralization, just a bit of a change in the muscle.
Yeah.
From his blood test, there's also something called CK that we can measure that is like an enzyme that comes from the muscle.
Right.
And his CK is really, really high. Normal is up to about 400. His is 37,000. So it's massively elevated, and that's another sign to me that his muscles aren't working as we would expect them to. It does make me worried that we might have something more like muscular dystrophy or something like that going on.
Right.
Something like that would be really quite a devastating diagnosis for him, because it may be something that we couldn't do anything about for him. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But this is something really uncommon, really rare.
Does that mean a shorter life? Most probably. Okay.
A much shorter life. Yeah.
Vince will be kept at the RVC overnight for further testing, and then Karina plans to visit Scott to discuss the final diagnosis.
We could be looking at a condition that will be life-limiting and that won't give Vince a good quality of life.
A week after the visit to the RVC with her beloved pup Vince,
Hello.
Karina is back to see Scott. Sadly, tests confirmed Vince has an incurable muscle condition.
Scott's downstairs if you want to just go straight down.
Vince is suffering with a condition akin to muscular dystrophy in people, which is basically where all of his muscles are wasting away. They are becoming mineralized, so they become hard, and they lose their function. So his tongue is solid, his swallowing muscles are weak, his muscles across his whole delicate frame are just wasting away in front of us. So it is not something that you want to find, and when you do, there's not much that we can do about it. To see that in a puppy that's 6 months old is heartbreaking. You know, our hearts are all broken for you guys because I just don't know how this must feel. You know, how are you guys going?
He's still our little man, so we just love him no matter what. We have seen a big difference. Very lethargic a lot of the time. Yeah.
It isn't normal, and he has lost his spark. This is just not a disease that we diagnose in dogs regularly. It's a highly irregular, very rare condition. And in all honesty, I've never seen it in the full 20 years that I've been a vet. A time will come where you and Gaz and I feel that he's not enjoying himself and his quality of life deteriorates.
Yeah.
And he deteriorates to a point where not being able to get up, not being able to enjoy your company, not being able to go to the toilet with dignity, you know, just not enjoying life.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it is going to be weeks, I think.
Okay. Okay.
No. He's just such a baby.
You little man.
So all we can do is just make him feel so loved.
Sadly, just days later, Vince lost his brave battle.
Vince was a heartbreaking case. To be diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, a wasting disease in such a young puppy. And, you know, Karina and Gaz are so brave and so wonderful, and, you know, you could see their hearts breaking and there's nothing you can do. So it's, yeah, just a really hard one to get over, really. Yeah, very difficult. One of the hardest in my career.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen for more great content. And for free, exclusive, never seen before Bondi Vet stories, you can sign up to bondipet.com, and you can do so via the link in the description.